Hello, hello, hello. I just wanted to come in here and talk a little bit about love today because it's a really powerful, it's one of the most powerful, it's actually the most powerful thing that we can ever experience in our life is love. And we all receive it. We all experience love and because we all are love. We have love that's within us. Um, but today is a day when I'm really thinking deeply about love. And I'm thinking about the love that I had in my relationship with my second husband, Howard. And he made his transition a year ago today. And as many of you know, um, we've been, we were, spent our 20s and 30s together, and we were madly, wildly in love. And it was a beautiful time. And, things change in relationships. And so we grew apart. And however, in that growing apart, um, we grew apart like individually, but we didn't grow apart as people. We continued to maintain our relationship. It just changed. We were no longer husband and wife, but we were parents to two beautiful sons. And it was really important for us to um, come together to support our sons as they were growing into manhood. And so for the last 20 years, Howard and I have celebrated all holidays together, celebrated all birthdays together with our children, and it was so beautiful for them. I know it was a really powerful experience. So I want to talk about relationships and how is it that we can fall so deeply in love with someone, whether it be a partner or a friend, but how is it that we can fall so deeply in love with someone and then after time that relationship changes, like in the beginning, um, it was really beautiful. We were really in alignment with each other. We needed each other. We loved each other. And then, as we grew in our relationship over 20 years, um, we began to grow apart. And we began to seek our own interests, and they were different, And so, when the relationship, as far as being husband and wife, ended, it was really important for me and for Howard to continue to have a strong relationship together and just to love each other and support each other and to care about each other. And so I want to talk about those relationships that come into our lives and they change. And maybe it's a lover, maybe it's a father or mother of your children, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's someone that you just like, you're in this relationship and all of a sudden, well, it might not even be sudden, maybe it's just gradual, it changes. But I really want to invite you into an opportunity to move into a different way of being, to move into a space of love. Even though the relationship changes, it doesn't mean that you have to kick those people out of your life. And, you know, now I will say that if it's like physical harm and things like that, that's totally different. I'm not talking about those kinds of relationships where your safety is involved. You have to keep yourself safe. However, that wasn't my situation with Howard. And I was always very safe with Howard. He was never, ever, ever, you know, a threat to me. But I know that there are some relationships where people are still dealing with some unresolved trauma and they're working through their own healing. And sometimes hurt people hurt people. And we know that. I'm not talking about those relationships. You need to set strong boundaries around those relationships. I'm talking about the relationships, where it just changes. And how is it that you can show up and be a better lover? How is it that you can, because I even see it in our community, like friends will break up. You see this all the time. But can friends break up, like their intimate connection of like being besties? Can they change their relationship? Maybe they've grown apart too. Can they change their relationship in a way that is still supportive of each other? So, you know, where you're not bad rapping them or you're not speaking out against them or you know, trying to put people against them or separate your community, like having people on your side. No, 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 no. Don't do that. That is not love. When you truly love someone, I believe that they come into your heart and they never go away. A part of them always lives there. All of the people that I've ever loved in my life are still with me. Yeah, some of them I have set boundaries around because I've had to, but it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It doesn't mean that. And, you know, it's so important that we don't speak out badly against others. It's so important. When we go through these relationship breakups and stuff, it's so important that we look to the good in the relationship and we honor that good and we honor that love. Because love is love is love is love. It's always love is always love. And love is the ultimate healer. And we have an opportunity to really strengthen our love and to look at when relationships are changing. They just don't need to be cut out of our lives. You know, is there a way that you can still move within the relationship and still express love and be loving? And, you know, when Howard and I chose to do that, it really supported our sons. I know it did. So where is it? Where is the relationship that you could transform into something different? You know, that you can just change it into something different. It doesn't mean that you don't have to speak to each other again. All these things. And so I just wanted to come on here and say, love is love is love is love is love is love. And don't try your best not to cut people out of your life. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, but try your best to love people and love them as they're changing. And sometimes people show up in really shitty ways because they don't know and they need your love too. And maybe you just need to love them from afar. You just need to think about them and just send your love to them and be a loving energy in their lives. And them, because I have people in my life that I've set boundaries around, but I still love them and I still send them love. And I wish the best for them and I wish the happiest life ever. All the good things, all the joy, all the prosperity, all the health, all the love, all the things. And, I think it's important for us to learn how to be better lovers. I think it's really important. So, who needs your love today? What relationship in your life can benefit? That might be changing, that might be able to benefit from this perspective. Because all relationships aren't meant to be here forever. Some are meant to come and go. Some are here for a season. Some are for a lifetime. you know. And so, how can we honor the love that we have for another? You know, it's so important for us to activate more love in the world now, right now. Like, look at the crazy world that we're living in. And every area in your life that you can bring more love into that situation or that relationship, it's going to benefit all of us. So, I hope that you can hear my words. And I hope that you can just begin to see if you can begin to see the love that exists within everyone, because it is there. Sometimes it's really covered up by a lot of trauma and they behave in ways that don't feel loving, but it's just because they're moving through some heavy stuff. And I know for myself, I've been there, right? So I just wanted to jump on and just share this. I'm just having a lot of feels today. It's the anniversary of Howard's passing, and I think it's a beautiful message to share. And I apologize for not being all smiles like I usually am. But today is a day that my heart just feels a little heavy. So I love you. And my heart is with you and my prayers are with you always. Aloha. Be loved. Be loved. Beloved.